keep pushing forward. One step at a time. Never quit. What's going on, my fighters? I'm Brian, also known as Ryan from Fight For Us, and I asked the question, why do we love the zombie apocalypse? A little bit of a spoiler warning for The Walking Dead, because we're going to talk about it, reference it a little bit. Also, The Walking Dead new show, spoiler warning a little bit, but it's not a spoiler video, it's a discussion video. But why do we love the zombie apocalypse? It's a question that is open-ended because some people love it, some people hate it, and when people do like it, they like it for different reasons. But first, guys, I got to put the disclaimer out. If you can, please hit that subscribe button if you like what we do here at Fight For Us. We'll talk more about my book series, more about the zombie apocalypse, and a variety of different topics. Please hit that subscribe button. But the zombie apocalypse is upon us, right? What would you do? I personally love the zombie apocalypse because I put myself in that mindset of what would I do? Would I go here? Would I search for friends? Family, security, stay home, never leave, go to a warehouse, go to a big box store, something like that. It's all relative because where are you when the zombie apocalypse starts? That's the big thing. And I love talking about the zombie apocalypse because it's fictional. It's not real. It's not going to happen, most likely. We love The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. But The Walking Dead does have some problems and some moments that like you scratch your head and like, what? Wait a second. And it's fictional, so it cannot be 100% accurate, but the continuity of the story needs to be there. And I remember watching The Walking Dead and being about like, what type of weapon would you have in a zombie apocalypse? And you're like, a gun, this type of gun, that type of gun. But then you're like, a sword is the way to go, for sure. There's no reloading, you have to sharpen it, take care of it, but you cannot be out of bullets when you have a sword or a large knife or a bunch of knives. Now, where would you go? Would you go to an island? Would you stay in your house? Would you go to a refugee camp? Would you rely on the government, your friends, your neighbors, police officers, something? Would you stay away from people? All these big questions are coming up if you think about it, right? And that's why I love writing Fight For Us. Clean water is a must. Humans need water. We need water every day, or at least every couple of days, and it needs to be clean drinking water to not get sick. So water is the most important thing. Nutrition is definitely part of it. You wouldn't have all the luxuries of today. That would be a big difference for us. We wouldn't be able to go to the store and just pick up a hamburger. You'd probably have to rely on supplementation, protein powders, protein bars, whole foods, fish, meat. They would go bad. But if you don't have power, how could you take care of it and how would you preserve the food? So what's your main priority? Probably being somewhere safe, and then food, water, shelter, safety, security, being around the right people, and all those things. But if you think about The Walking Dead, I love it. I love the show. I look past certain things. But there's some things that make you scratch their head, especially early on. Do you agree that the meat ponchos would give them camouflage around the walkers? I don't know, but it's debatable. Also, why do some characters still look the way they do from when we first met them to now? Why are people still overweight? It'd be far less food. And I know what you're saying. It's a fictional show and it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't. I just hear these points all the time and it makes me think about it. Why is Eugene and Jerry and a bunch of other people so big still? People would be skinny and emaciated and super skinny if you think about it. But people have different body types. They're called somatotypes: ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. So you would have the skinny muscle guy and the bigger guy, and women for sure. But that's just what I think of when people are still kind of big boned, which is not a thing. It's just people's body composition and the way they're built genetically. And another thing that bothers other people, not me, other people, is that people look way too good in the zombie apocalypse. Now, the people here, the kids here in the Walking Dead third show, they're in a community. They're at a college. They're in a safe zone. So they should be looking better. But overall, people in a zombie apocalypse should be looking rough. But who wants to see that? The walkers need to look terrible. And they do. They look great on The Walking Dead. But what would you want to see? Your main character look like this all the time? That'd be terrible. That'd be hideous to look at every episode all the time. And I do think they shouldn't be wearing makeup and they shouldn't be so put together, but they have to be somewhat good looking on the show because who wants to watch hideous characters all the time? And I started writing Fight For Us, several years ago now, because it's something that's dear to me, and I want to connect myself, my wife, my friends, in the fictional universe, of course. But it just makes me think of my friends and my family and my father and my wife and everything around here when I'm writing this story. I put myself in the story as the main character, Ryan. Again, it's loosely based on my life. You know, I'm a physical therapist, but Ryan is a medical doctor, an orthopedic surgeon, so it's different. But I love the zombie apocalypse because I see it as coming together. Life would be far different in the zombie apocalypse. In some ways great, in some ways extremely terrible, but in a zombie apocalypse, you're coming to the roots of survival. You're not worried about your phones and Instagram and YouTube and how many followers and how many subscribers and all this stuff. You're just trying to stay alive. And that's a nice escape from the day-to-day life that we live in today in 2019. It's just nuts to think about it, that the world we live in now is so different. And some people are probably rooting for a zombie apocalypse because they would know what they would do in a zombie apocalypse, but they don't know what they do right now in day-to-day life. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. It's just a fun little video. Also, if you can, join the fight by picking up your digital or paperback book today. The link to the books on Amazon is in the description to our Amazon storefront. If you're going to pick up the books, please pick up a copy there. It helps us bring a little more revenue to the book series. And thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it, and see ya.